Don't you just love it when you find a release you really like from a band you've always known about but now you really like, and then you get to upload it to very few people on DMusicReviews? I certainly do, so I'm going to do that. The band in question, of course, is Conception. Fans of Camelot may have heard of this, basically because the lead singer of this band was also Roy Khan, who is of course the lead singer of Camelot, the popular power metal band who I did a review on. Very good band, or at least in my opinion they are. The Conception is progressive power metal from Norway, actually, which was formed in 1989. Lyrical themes revolving around religion, love, deep feelings, relationships, for instance, you know, sort of, I don't know, basically revolving around feelings and emotions, stuff like that, which actually quite surprised me, but I'm not too sure why. I was expecting something a lot more serious, but I really don't know why I was expecting that, but oh well, that's just me. Members of the band include Roy Khan, of course, the vocalist from Camelot, Tor Ostby, who played guitars, who's also been in a band called Ark, and he played with DC Cooper, Ingar Amlian on bass, who played in a black metal band called Crest of Darkness, Ars Macabra, and a black metal band quite a few of you may know, Satyricon. Yep, the bassist of a progressive power metal band, with the vocalist going on to be a popular power metal vocalist and the bassist going on to be a popular black metal bassist. I never really expected that from Ingar whatsoever. Arv Helmdahl, who was on drums, also played in the black metal band Crest of Darkness, and Trond Nagal Del, no, not Trond Nagal Del, Trond Nagal Dal, even, I can't pronounce Norwegian names, who was played on keyboards and sadly went on to do nothing after this band split. Well, nothing musically anyway, you know what I mean. Basically, I came across Conception through Camelot, of course, on Wikipedia, but I was never really pushed to check them out, even though I am a huge fan of Roy Khan's vocals. I don't know why. I expected it always to be pretty fucking shit, basically. I never really expected anything good from Conception. I sort of had it in my mind, really stupidly, that, oh, you know, I mean, the band was formed in 1989. You know, how good could Roy Khan's vocals been there? Could even his early vocals save this band? You know, I thought it was really early, and it was all of the members' sort of first experiences of the band. But eventually, in fact not too long ago, I was just searching metal archives, and hell, I found Conception on random band search, so I got some of their stuff. Mainly starting with an album, which I'm reviewing today, called Flow. Now, Flow was released in 1997 on Noise Records. It was the final album released from the band before they disbanded in 1998. They disbanded, of course, because of Camelot. Roy wanted to spend more time in there, and they all eventually just drifted apart, sadly. But Flow is a 10-track album. I think it's something like 43, maybe 44 minutes, around those marks anyway. And wow. Wow. This album is just fantastic. It is really good. I've also, before I get into the album, I've also searched on the other albums. This was their 4th release. They had 3 others. I've got now the 3 others, and they're all fantastic. But basically, Flow is just absolutely amazing. A really great album. And it's probably one of probably my favorite progressive power metal albums ever, after listening to this multiple times. And pretty much one of my most favorite progressive metal albums. It's just absolutely fantastic. Although really it doesn't have, although it is progressive power metal, it mainly goes more towards a power metal than it does progressive. But still, fuck it, I'm going to count it as progressive. It's just absolutely fantastic album, like I said. We start with track 1, Gethsemane, and it is a fantastic opener. If I can recommend any song to start with on this album, I recommend you just YouTube that, and you will find it. You will also find a live performance where you'll see a very early looking Roy Khan. He looks quite different to what he does today. You can really tell he's sort of, not a kid, but he was still really young at this point, and you can really tell by the way he looks. But basically, the opener aside, you go on straight to track 2, which is called Angel, Come Walk With Me, which of course, as you can guess from the name, has a lot of religious lyrical content, and mainly it doesn't discriminate against any certain religions or anything like that. It just speaks about different religions on a whole. They were really unbiased, and they just discuss religion basically in the song. They used quite a lot of cool effects. For instance, you start the song with a sample of a ringing tone, somebody picking up and just saying hello a few times. I'm not entirely sure what that was for, but still, it gives a little break in between the songs rather than just going straight from one into the other. They also use quite a lot of good post-production effects for vocals. No auto-tune or anything that makes his voice sound better or worse. Just different effects, almost as if to give the image that he was sort of, well, not sort of, you know, a narrator or an overview or something like that. Basically a different role. And it's really, really good. At first I can listen to this album no problem. It's a fantastic album. But when I first listened to this album, I was really iffy about one song, which is track 5, and it's called Cry. It's still my least favourite song on this album, but by no means is it a bad song after further viewing. It's just randomly placed in the middle. The other songs are talking about quite serious things, for instance religion, as track 2 is, and this one comes out as a very sad sort of I want you back relationship song. Why they placed it just randomly in the middle, dotted around these other songs, doesn't really make much sense to me, but you do get used to this song, or at least I have, and now it's become a really good song. But basically, you know, every single song in this album, you would be forgiven for thinking this is a best of compilation. These are all absolutely fantastic songs. You can easily listen to them as a full album. You can easily pick out any single track and listen to them separately as well and get just the same amount of fulfillment. And it's just absolutely fantastic. Even though these are early days, all the instrument players, excuse me, are still really top notch. They've done such a good job. All the instruments and all the sounds created by the instruments just go together so well and create really good sounding melodies and tones and just everything. The music in this is absolutely wonderful. You have to get the idea that they were really close friends and really sort of knew each other backstage in the studio, because they really know how to work together well and create absolutely immaculate, perfect sounding music. And Roy Khan's vocals, even though he was really young at this point, I think he was just in his 20s, his vocals are still unbelievably impressive. I mean, really, I was so surprised. I thought they were going to be quite dodgy, because it usually takes people quite a while to really hone and perfect their voices, but Roy Khan, although his vocals do sound different in Camelot, he still sounds absolutely fantastic on the microphone. Still a really strong, great singer. And I'm really shocked by that. I think a lot of people would have seen it though, that he would be a really good singer and really big singer in the future. Because you can just tell that he's a fantastic vocalist. And he still is today. I know I'm kissing on Roy Khan's ass, but I just love his vocals in Camelot and on this. It's absolutely fantastic. Basically, I don't know what more I can say about this album. That took me ages to get out. I'm really hyper at the moment, if you can't really tell, and I just love this album. There's really not much more I can say, because I'd just be sitting here for ages, pointing out different little areas, saying how fucking amazing they are. It would take me about half an hour. This album is absolutely fantastic, and in my opinion the best from conception, and it's just immaculate. I love this album to pieces, and I think quite a lot of people will. Even if you're not a fan of power metal, you might like this. Even if you're not a fan of progressive metal, you might like this. Even if you're not a fan of Camelot, you probably will like this, because it sounds different. It's absolutely perfect. In fact, sounding different from Camelot, this band really sounds different from Camelot. Even Roy Khan's voice, like I said, sounds different from his vocals in Camelot, and so it's really unique even, I don't know what I just said. It's just a great album. The band actually got back together in 2005. I can't speak properly, forgive me. I think they just did a few live tours. Sadly they didn't do another album. They're on hold again now, so Roy can go back to Camelot. Which really sucks, because I would really like to see another release from these guys and see just what they can do if they're put together once again. but I don't know if we'll ever get to see that. I can only wish. But basically, I really recommend to anybody to check out this album. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. Absolutely fantastic album. Like I said, start of track 1, it's really, really good, and they do really well live as well. This band was fantastic while they were around, judging from their 4 albums, and really I would have loved to see more, but still, I'm really happy with what they've gone left with. Flow is fantastic. Please check it out for your own sake. You'll enjoy it much, much more than you did enjoy this review, I promise you. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. Please check out Conception, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.